Oh, sorry, one more thing on the Dino thing. The physical came with like 8 Polaroid photos that were a jigsaw that if you put together had a riddle on it that you could figure out. There was like lots. It was like a note board with loads of like pins connecting string.
That's it.
And there was like a secret remix version of the album you could only get if you solved the puzzle.
Okay.
So I made the puzzle. Yeah. It sold all the records. It sold out. 2 people did it, and I was like, 2 people made a whole remix album because I was so excited about the concept of doing this puzzle. And I think I made it like too hard or too weird because nobody got it. Like 2 out of the whole run figured it out. So that was 6 tracks produced for 2 people to hear.
This is the Wordlife show on Ujima Radio. We fight the games and the games of trust, while the rest chase pain, but we came to collect.
Mad. Right, it's that part of the show, and the part we've been looking forward to. I have the Scribes, or should I say Sean from the Scribes, but you know, one of the group the Scribes, but you also go to Scribes solo, and we'll talk about that in the interview and stuff like that. Yeah. But I want to say welcome to the show, although you've been there for an hour and a half, 2 hours, but you've been a great guest. Thank you for coming through. The music's fantastic. A lot of people can learn a lot of stuff from you. So I think we got a lot of stuff to get through in the short interview. But first and foremost, I just want our audience to know who you are if they don't know you, to introduce you to them. So you're from a group called the Scribes. If you don't know the Scribes, you probably had your head under a rock if you're from Bristol or from that. But as well, could you just explain who you are and what the Scribes are?
My name's Sean from the Scribes. We are a hip hop group from Bristol who do a lot of touring, a lot of festivals, bits like that. If you've seen us, it may well have been a live show or a festival. And we really like sort of golden age hip hop, UK hip hop. That's very much our kind of thing, our lane, and we thoroughly enjoy doing it.
Yeah, I think that's something that we were talking about a lot off air as well, like your catchment sort of thing. You know what they say, know thyself, innit? You know what I mean? Like you guys really know what you're good at and what your strengths are, and you play to that, you know what I mean? Like when you do shows, you have like a beatboxer and different things like that, and as I say, you got yourself, incredible rapper, Johnny Still, another incredible rapper. But also I think the type of hip-hop that you guys do is UK, but also an era of boom bap, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's what we loved, man. That's what we always wanted to. We both, me and Johnny Still, the other rapper, we both grew up idolizing like American golden age hip hop. That's what we liked. That's what we always wanted. That's what we enjoyed. And then when we found UK hip hop, and it was, some of it was like the same but with more relatable topics for us, that was like massively eye-opening. That was a big thing for us.
So to ask, because you told me earlier, and I'm not just going to say, I'm not going to pretend I don't know, you and Johnny met at 5 years old.
Yeah, we're 5 years old.
Is that like a school thing? You sat next to each other sort of thing?
Yeah, we just got put together at primary school, and now we've been best mates since then, basically.
So can you remember what the first hip-hop song that you guys knew back then? Was it like the Bartman or something like that?
Yeah, he'd have known more than me, I think, because he had an older brother who was quite into hip hop.
Right, fair.
Mine probably would have been. It feels like around then every movie had a rap song over the credits. Like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie definitely had a turtle rap over the credits.
Turtle power.
It would have been something terrible, like one of those. Awful stuff, and like just really cynically produced hip hop, like that kind of
very cliche, like
very industry planning, very like this is hip hop's a thing. It's like, okay, cool.
We're gonna get this artist who we put loads of money into to do that cool hippity hop stuff. Kids are doing that. It was like that, wasn't it?
It would have been very much that when we would have been my first thing. I don't have known any of it like religiously though, really.
Well, don't get twisted. One of the first songs I knew, as I say, was Bartman. Michael Jackson wrote that, innit? It's mad, isn't it, when you think how industry it actually was in the industry. So alright, so instead of the earliest one that you guys knew, I think it was there like a song you done at 6 years old or something in school.
When we first started making music, I had Hip Hop EJ. Do you remember Hip Hop EJ? It was like the most basic production. So it was essentially a selection of loops that all worked together. They're all the same tempo. So you were just dragging in a bass line and some keys and stuff. So it wasn't like really production. Exactly that. So we had that, and we had an old karaoke machine that had like 2 tape decks, and I realised we could take from the PC that we had Hip Hop EJ on, you could take the aux into one of the tape decks on the karaoke machine.
Dope.
You could record it from the PC onto the tape, and then as long as you did it in one take with one mic to share around, you could record your vocal over it onto like the second tape deck. So we spent ages like figuring that out and realising that this wire exists that will let that happen.
Wow,
and we sat and did that, and it was probably awful. I'm certain I've still got those tapes somewhere. And it must have been. I'm sure at that time
we need to hear it.
Yeah,
no matter how bad it is.
I'm sure at that time like digital stuff existed. We were just kids. We didn't know it existed. We didn't know like what production stuff was or what a DAW was. We were just kind of trying to make things work for fun, and we kind of figured out how to do it like that. And so we did those. And
I'm sure if you had enough money in the studio equipment, there was probably stuff. But let's be real, if you do it on tapes, that's pretty much like doing it on a reel to reel almost.
Yeah.
Where people was cutting tape and all that.
Yeah, it was a horrible way of doing it. We just didn't know any better. We were just like, that's that film. We didn't have a CD drive in the PC, so we were like, well, we can't burn it to CD. So how do we work this?
That's mad. So, can you remember the first song you guys released, or the first time you were the Scribes?
First time we were the Scribes, I can remember. We were down in Plymouth, and I was doing bits down there, like just hosting bits, or just like sort of open micy bits, or being like the rapper for an evening with a few DJs, and they'd spin a few instrumentals and you do bits. One of them had booked a group called, they were Southwest. They were really Southwest. I think they were called Verbal Wurzels, maybe. But that might be a good name, innit? Strong name.
That might just be what they called them.
Yeah, that might just be my memory of it being exaggerated. I'm sure it was something.
So were like Aspects or something like that?
Yeah, I think they were like vaguely friends with Li, and them not.
They were the closest to Verbal Wurzels.
It was that type of thing. And then one of the support acts dropped out, and he was like, can you do it? And I was like, well, Johnny's down visiting. Like, he was just the quintessential down. We can do it. And they're like, yeah, sure. But like, what's you figure out what's the name?
So did you have a name before that?
No.
That was the first time you named yourself.
There with a list. We were sat there with a list going this, and some.
Do you remember any other names on the list? What you could have been, what the maybes were. Like,
I'm certainly glad we ended up with Scribes. I can't remember.
It's a good name, isn't it?
Solid, isn't it? It's solid. But they were definitely terrible. They definitely would have been awful ideas, I'm sure, but I just can't. Gutter Snipes was one.
You could have been the Gutter Snipes.
And lots of ones based on wrestling puns as well. I was like, I wanted it to be named after a wrestling tag team, but Johnny probably quite wisely shut that down.
Yeah. Do you like wrestling?
Love wrestling. Yeah. Still my favourite thing. I host for Southwest Wrestling.
It reminds me actually. I forget. Sorry. Earlier on, you said your throat was a bit mash up because you were just hosting actually for.
Just hosting southwestwrestling.co.uk, Trinity Centre. It's top quality wrestling. It's amazing. It's my
and you got the guy from the Scribes hosting. That's kind of cool.
It's a bonus, isn't it? Imagine that.
Win.
Imagine the thrill of that, wrestling and the guy from the Scribes hosting.
That's like a double whammy. No, I can't lie. I did go and watch local wrestling once. I had a really fun time. It was really good.
Colston Hall?
I can't remember. I think it was. Yeah.
Oh, so big.
It would have been Colston Hall back then. It was when Nan took me as a kid.
Yeah, they used to have it funded down there, and they'd have like some random American dude to come in, like Tasanka or like Marty Jannetty.
Like they had a lot of imitation.
The original Undertaker.
Some guy with like a handlebar mustache, and he's like Hulk Hogan.
I remember that. I remember going to see the original Undertaker there, and I was like being surprised that he was only 6'1" and had a Bristolian accent, and it'd really bemusing to me as a kid because I was like, I'm sure Undertaker's taller than this.
Guy from the telly.
They've told me it's the original one. I'm going to believe them. It's on the poster. So.
That's true. Right. So you've had lots of releases and albums and stuff on the streaming sites. You've been signed to multiple. You do your projects. You tend to release for a different label at a time, right? So there was one that you mentioned earlier, and I'm really intrigued about a robot or something that survives the end of the world.
Miss Tiso, that was on Real Me Records that were in Brighton.
Yeah, I mean, how many albums do you have to get through before you decide you're going to do a concept album about a robot?
That's funny when you just run out. There's only so many songs you can do about being stoned, isn't there? So like at that point, we've done that. I've done that to death at this point.
You say that Cypress Hill is still going.
Still getting strong on that.
They got
so many angles on it.
Aquaman's pretty much on it.
But I was an album. It was just me. And I was just but I was really into like I just bought a synth and I was really into like weird noises and making weird noises, and that was all it lent itself to. So it's like 6 tracks. They're all one big story. Like the world ends, he gets trapped under dust. When he makes his way out, all the humans are dead and there's like robots everywhere.
Yeah.
Runs away from the robots, finds some like mutants underground. They join forces to kill the robots. Not to give the whole thing away, but but all in rap. Like there's no
you
like.
You have
vocal.
to check it out. Basically,
It's bizarre.
I actually haven't, and I shall be, because that was something that intrigued me, and I think that's a concept of.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting, but your usual music isn't so out there like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we try and do something. Oh, sorry. One more thing. The physical came with like 8 Polaroid photos that were a jigsaw that if you put together had a riddle on it that you could figure out. There was like lots. It was like a note board with loads of like pins connecting string.
That's it.
And there was like a secret remix version of the album you could only get if you solved the puzzle.
Okay.
So I made the puzzle. Yeah. It sold all the records. It sold out. 2 people did it, and I was like, 2 people made a whole remix album because I was so excited about the concept of doing this puzzle. And I think I made it like too hard or too weird because nobody got it. Like 2 out of the whole run figured it out. So that was 6 tracks produced for 2 people to hear, and I don't presume they've probably got rid of it by now anyway.
Could somebody now go back and hear that, or is that just
they solved the puzzle? Yeah.
So they have to then get the hard copy. Yeah, so buy the hard copy, get the Polaroid, solve the puzzle, and you could be the number 3.
If you don't imagine that,
that's a lot. That's brilliant. Right, now I know we've only got probably about 4 or 5 minutes left, and I know we got a lot to cover. Now, one thing, as I say, so when you book the Scribes, there are multiple options of the Scribes.
Yeah, we got.
And I don't know whether you want to explain that, because I think it's incredible. I think it's really good. Other people should take note, but also for promoters, when you are booking the Scribes, you could get multiple packages. So check this one out.
Yeah, we got like the Scribes, which is me and Johnny. The Scribes with a beatboxer who's normally either Minimus. Shout out to Minimus. Minimus, lovely boy.
Absolute legend.
He's my favourite. Pi, Milky. Mercs has started doing some bits for us. Lacey,
come on,
and a few other beatboxers. We had Finn Asparagus last week.
Really?
So you can book in there. You can book in with us with a few different beatboxers. Just me and Johnny, or just me and beatboxers. And so there's different things for different places.
I mean, you've got so much material. You could do different things in different ways. Anyway.
And it's nice to be able to work for different. Venues and stuff in different spaces.
Okay, so what's the most recent project that people should be aware of then?
The most recent project is Bust It. We played earlier. That's on Jimmy Needle's vinyl.
Is that the drum and bass one?
Yeah,
that's fire,
yeah. It's nice, isn't it? We're doing some more with him.
So we were doing a photo shoot when it started, so I didn't get to announce it.
Yeah,
I come back in and
Jimmy's
say, what's
great,
this?
Man. And that, and we're doing some more with him. We got a track we've just started recording with Dr. Mika.
Come on,
coming soon.
We got Dr. Mika,
legend, absolute legend, and
Don out here.
Yeah, proper legend, isn't he? Cracking.
Yeah.
And then I think that's the next ones. The previous one that would be the Jimmy Needles one.
So, because obviously we've got like a couple minutes left, is there anything about the Scribes or yourself that people should know about?
Yeah. This Saturday we are live at the Attic in Bristol, formerly an Attic in Stokescroft. We got support from the Caravan Collective, who you know, and Beat Cleaver, who's like a very talented beatboxer, looper. It's going to be an amazing show. The Attic's always rammed out. It's always a great venue. It's a fantastic event.
So we got a show in Brixton, so you won't be stepping on our toes if you get down to the Attic this weekend. No, it's going to be like, no, honestly. I wish I could be there. If we didn't have this Brixton gig, if we get back in Bristol, because we got a day event anyway, so if we come back, we'll be there.
Yeah, swing by if you can, man.
Was there anything else that people should know?
That mainly go to the website quillequip.com. Instagram at the Scribes, follow us somewhere, join the mailing list, come see us on tour. We got 90 dates this year. We'll be near you at some point.
So what was the website again? You say Quill Equipped?
Quill Equipped, QUILLEQUIPPED.
And is that like the Scribes central website? Or
that's like our centralized. You can join the mailing list there, and we'll send you the updated gig listings or any of the social bits. They'll always be on there.
But if they wanted to if they're just like these scrolling people who don't do that, Instagram, you say that you have the gigs and everything announced on there.
Yeah. Instagram at the Scribes, they'll always pop up on there, and you can see the full listings, the tickets, links in the bio and stuff. And we like I say, we're on the road a lot, so we'll wherever you're listening from, we'll be in your area soon. And especially if you're in Bristol, we'll be in your area on Saturday.
Yeah, that's it. Anyone who's listening in Bristol on the radio, be there. Yeah. But yeah, basically you guys tour a lot, don't you? You go around, you do the festival circuits, you do everything like that. So don't feel you're gonna miss out if you're not in Bristol. But look, thank you for coming through. We probably have 1 minute left, tops, until the adverts. All right. So before I go into this, was there anything else they need to know at all whatsoever that they should check out? Anything the Scribes centric? Maybe a peril of knowledge or something?
Yeah, mainly just please do come and support live music. It don't have to be us, but please do support live music. Please do support your local independent venues. There's such a big thing for everybody in every genre, especially for the young ones coming up. And if those venues don't exist, then it's going to be really difficult for original music in future. So please make sure you do, whenever you can do. Come and see us if you can. That's a bonus, obviously. That would be preferable. That would be very preferable.
That's your starting point.
That'd be best. If at all possible, us more than anything else. But anything, just go and support your local venues, man. They put a lot of work in. They put a lot of very talented artists on stage of every genre. Just make sure you go and see it and support it while it's there, because otherwise it won't be.
Like I saw over, super talented. But now look, we got like 10 seconds. Okay, we're going to go into adverts. The next part after the adverts is the live performance part. So that's what I'm looking forward to. You get to flex on them. But we're going to go to adverts. Thank you for coming through and big up.
No worries, man.
You're a G.
Thank you, bro.